Last week we went over how to find our vocal key using our uke. So this week I want to talk about how to transpose songs, or how we're going to, now that we know our vocal key, put a song in that correct key for our voice and figure out what those chords are. And we're going to use a little bit of something called the Nashville number system. So the Nashville number system is really based off of old classical Roman numeral charts that we would use to get around tunes that tell us what the chord changes are and how they relate to each other. But what's unique about this is, since we're using a number system instead of the names of the chords themselves, it doesn't really matter what key we are playing in. The chords and the intervals between them are always going to be identical regardless of the key. So when I learn a new tune, I think about it as far as the numbers of the chords or how they relate to the scale, instead of just simply the names of the notes, because it's important to see how these things work together. So what do I mean by all of this? Let's take a simple tune such as You Are My Sunshine, and let's walk through that. So we're going to do this in the key of C. So we're going to start out on the 1 chord, or the chord that is based around the first scale degree, C. So we'll just play our regular old C major chord. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy. So our next chord here is an F major chord. If we count up from C, we can find what number this is. So we're going to include that C, because that's our 1, right? So C, D, E, F. This is our 4 chord, is F. So we're going to a 4 chord. Be happy when skies are gray. Back to C, back to 1. You'll never know, dear. Back to this F, back to 4. How much I love you. Back to 1. Please don't take my sunshine. No, what I'm going to here is a G 7th chord. So if we count up, C, D, E, F, G. That's going to be our 5 chord, or what we would call the dominant chord in this. Sunshine away, and back to our 1 chord here. So what if C is not a convenient vocal key for you? Let's say that you need maybe the key of F to make this work with your voice, which I know is too high for me. C or D works pretty well. I can get up to E flat. F isn't my friend on this tune because of the range. But if we need to play it in F, we need to think about 2 things. So our numbers are going to be the same. We're going to go 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1. So that's going to be the same. We just have to figure out what each of these numbers relate to in the key of F. So if you've been following me for a while, you probably have gone through all of your major scales, and this could be very beneficial in learning these. If you have not learned all of your major scales yet, I'll leave a link down below so that you can start working on all of those. So in the key of F, our 1 chord is going to be the name of the key, F. So we're going to be starting on an F major chord. Oh, my sunshine, my only sunshine, you make me happy. So now we're going to a 4 chord here. Our 4 chord, if we count up from F, we have to keep the key signature in mind. So the key of F has 1 flat in it, which would be B flat. And if you don't know all of these yet, don't worry, you can learn these in time, all of our key signatures and all of our scales. So it would be F, G, A, because we only go up to G in our musical alphabet, A, and then B flat, because we have a B flat. So we're going to go to a B flat major chord. That's our 4 chord in this key. And then back to 1. So since it's only a 3 chord song, we just have to figure out our 5 chord, or our dominant chord in this key, so we can just count up. F, G, A, B flat, C is our 5 chord. And the chord quality is always going to carry over when we do this. So since we're playing a G 7th before, we're going to play a C 7th, not a regular C. The major, the minor, the dominant, the diminished. These all carry over regardless of what key we are in. So you can go through this on really any song that you want. What I highly recommend doing is taking a chord chart of any song that you're working on right now. And as you look at these standard just notes that are written there for the chords, the letters, go over top and write the number as to how they relate to each other. So usually you'll be starting the tonic chord or the 1. You do not in every single key, but many of the times. And write these numbers over top so that you can start associating the numbers of the chords and how they relate to each other based on the scale degree. If you have any questions about this or any trouble figuring out how to transpose a specific song, please just leave a comment below or shoot me a message, and I'm always happy to help you out.